Regal GS. In high school I had 5 cars in my dream garage, and this was one of them. I remember exactly why I got interested in this car. I was probably in math class or something reading an automotive magazine, Auto Week to be exact, and I was reading a review on the Acura Integra Type R. Awesome car. This is not a bash on it at all, but I was reading about it, and Auto Week was saying it's the greatest front-wheel drive car of all time, spectacular engine, all that good stuff, which it deserves, because the Type R is a great car. But another blurb they added was not to get into a drag race with a kid borrowing grandma's Buick Regal GS. You're going to get smoked at a stoplight. And I was like, what the hell's a Buick Regal GS? So I looked it up, and this is it. I was like, well, holy crap, that's like a normal looking car with the supercharged engine, and that's when I became a fan. Basically, that's how I learned about sleepers. 3.2 inch pulley, PRJ spark plug wires, tog headers, the supercharger's ported, fender well intake, the headers are smog legal, upgraded PCM, ECU, computer, same thing, short stack intercooler.
That was my daily driver from the age of 23 to around 28. This is my current daily driver. Bought this when I was 37, turning 42 next month. So in my 20s, I had the classier, faster car. And in my late 30s into 40s, I drive a souped up, slower Econobox. Way better on fuel though. And this is the exact same spot where I filmed my Buick Regal way back in 2008. So in my late 30s into my 40s, I drive a goofier looking, slower car than what I drove when I was in my 20s. Souped up Econobox. That Buick was awesome way back in around 06 to around 2012 when I had it. That was the first time I had a car that did 0 to 60 faster than like 10 seconds. So you get a vehicle that did 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds, and then eventually modifying it to do 0 to 60 in the 5s. That was an awesome car. I do miss it, but even though this car is slower, it's the more fun car to drive. Manual transmission. Right now I'm in sport mode. Let's go give it some boost. 18 PSI of boost. There you go. Right there. And then in normal mode, it has like 12 PSI of boost. So in normal mode, you don't see 12 PSI of boost until 3rd gear. And in sport mode, you see 18 PSI of boost. So more boost, more power, sharper steering. So the sport mode does do something in this car with the sharper steering, more boost. And in sport mode, you get a G meter. So try to get 1 G on your turn without tipping your car over. This car wants you to not behave in sport mode and take turns really fast, which this car is very capable of. and it's just a fun car. Like I said, manual transmission. This is more fun than the Regal, even though the Regal was faster. If the Regal was a manual, that would have been nearly a perfect car. And then in non-sport mode, you have an eco index, so it wants you to focus on your miles per gallon instead. So see that bar, it's on 0 right now since I'm just idling. But when you're driving, you want to be at that 5 and try to get, you know, as a good fuel economy as possible. Right now I'm averaging 31 miles per gallon. That's boosting all the time, having fun with this car. If I drive this car like a grandma, 45 plus miles per gallon. The Regal on its best run could get 31 tops. On the Regal I averaged about 22 to 25. This car is 31, boosting it all day. If I boost all day in the Regal, my fuel economy is more like 18 miles per gallon. So when you don't behave in the Regal, you get really bad fuel economy. You could not behave in this car and get 30 miles per gallon still.
The pretty amusing thing is, since it's a Buick, look how big the font is on the radio. I guess they want the old people to be able to read the gauges, see how big the font and lettering is on this car. And I think when you're low on gas, it tells you you're low on gas when you have like 6 gallons of gas left. So yeah, I think that's pretty funny. I could poke fun at my own cars. Here's a scan gauge. What's that? Oil pressure and a boost gauge.